Yes. Okay. Now.
Okay.
Clap. All right. And here we are.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Too much of it already.
Okay. I'm Mari.
And I'm Kanika. What if we started to use like different friend names? Sorry, that's just fun. Like Tigra and Bunny.
I'm Tigra. I'm Bunny. And we like
love. I'm Pepper. I'm Thelma. I'm Louise. Just.
That's it. That's it.
Every week
That's it. We're
two
doing
different
it.
Women. I'm Gail. I'm Oprah.
Why'd you put that? Why'd you tell people what we were about to do?
Oh.
That's what we're about to do. So y'all get ready.
We just have to do two different ones. We're gonna say people that folk don't know.
Yeah, right. I'm Reed Jacucci. And I'm Jermashane. Like, it's not gonna. It has to be.
I was like, I read your Gucci.
I read you.
That's somebody's name? I read your Gucci.
Come on, don't do that. First of all, did you hear about the twins don't want a man and don't need a man?
Oh, no. No, that's not Joy. Nope.
That's the newest one that I put into my little pocketbook of wild names yeah.
Out over your children. Don't want a man.
Don't need a man. And there are apostrophes in it.
Oh,
like
God.
DON''T want a man.
No. No. They're in school, you're saying. They're in the third grade. My name's Don't Want a Man. What's your sister's name?
Don't need a man.
I would instantly try to change that. I'd be like, don't want a man. Like, don't want a man. Don't want a man. Don't want a man. I would change that pronunciation so much. I refuse. They call me Dee Dee for short.
Oh,
but what's your name?
I'd have all kinds of nicknames. Get out of here. Yeah, that's what I heard.
Don't need a man.
Matter of fact, a nurse posted it on TikTok, and I was like, no you lie.
Just tells these.
But sadly, I think it's true. All right, so we're going into this week's joy. You know, I just got some joy. First of all, there's so much joy. You know what I've realized is that when you start to focus on joy.
I know where you're going.
When you start to make joy a thing, you have it all day, everywhere I go.
It changes your entire focus.
Listen.
It really does. It really does. And then you call it, and like real things happen to people. You know, I'm a psychologist. She has worked in schools for 20 years. Obviously, we know that real things happen.
Absolutely. In
people's lives. But I'm telling you, if you focus on joy, sometimes when we look over a situation, was it that bad? Like, did we just focus on
You did it today.
negative?
I don't even think you realized it. So you get a call last minute that you've got to go get your child in the middle of a tornado. And
tornado, come get your child.
You're talking to me, and you said you were sitting there. The rain is pouring. I can hear it in the background. They have told you to go to another location where you have to get out of your car to then go get your child. You hopped up before you got off that call. You said, let me go find the joy in this. And you got out and you went and showed up here with a smile. I was like, yes, we're putting it into, yes.
Yeah, put it into practice. I'm going to be sour all night.
Right. And so that's the thing, is that when you really start to, that wasn't even my joy for the week. I'm just noticing that this is what happened. I got really excited just maybe an hour before you came. Our mentor Dr. Daniel Black sends me a video, and I can see the video, and it looks like Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Who I was in love with.
Who was it? The episode when he got that earring, and it was infected, and he was.
That's one of the funniest things that I can just remember.
Oh my God.
in my
Yes.
memory. And he was like 14, 15. When he leaned back,
he was so good.
He was so
good. It was
good
so
in that role.
good.
I have been in love with Malcolm. I was like,
so it looks to me, I'm like, this looks like Malcolm. And so then I'm thinking, is Baba sending me some kind of like inspirational word about joy? Because that's what everybody's been doing, which thank you. And keep it coming. Like, we'll send us random videos that just for you to put in, it's just something for you to post if you want. We love all of it.
It brought you joy.
Listen,
and you're sharing joy.
Send
I love it.
all of it. But so that's what I'm thinking Baba is doing. So it was sitting in my phone all day.
I watched it immediately.
No, I didn't, because I was in a meeting. So then when I come out of the meeting, I played that thing. So for those of you who don't know, Dr. Daniel Black is one of the most profound human beings in this universe. He just is.
He's a life changer.
A complete life changer. We're talking about...
To know him is to get your life changed.
Listen.
Literally.
And we've known him since the 1900s.
Since being 19.
For real. Like,
being 19
legit.
years old in the 1900s.
So, he's written these books. He's just a phenomenal person. He is. Period. I mean, like...
Period.
Okay. But the fact that Malcolm Jamal Warner has just released his 4th album, he said, this is by far the most important album that I have released. And I have this amazing professor at Clark Atlanta University, Dr. Daniel Black. What do you mean you have him? His words are laced throughout the entire album, to the point that he started talking. He was only supposed to be on one song, on one of his songs. Mm-hmm. But he was so profound, and he was giving so much wisdom that he had to break it up and intersperse it throughout listen, the way that I screamed, and then I start screaming in text. Writing to Baba, like in text.
I put it on his social media pages.
Like spelling it out. Mm-hmm. I'm so immensely proud. I mean, we've always known how amazing he is, but I mean, that's
for the world to know. For the world to now know.
I had tears in my eyes. I said, Baba, I have to stop talking. Oh my God. I was like, I have to stop talking to you right now. I have to like sit on this for a second. Then he starts sending me more videos of Malcolm Jamal Warner talking about him, and I'm just like, I this is me canting. I cannot right now.
This is just him in 1 week, actually, because my mom said the same thing. She was listening to a show that this woman does all the time, and she said, there's this wonderful man, and she's just going in, and I'm reading this book called The Coming. And my mother was like, no, not The Coming. She literally says to all of these listeners, of course, there's thousands of them, and she said, this is just this week, and says, I just wish that does anybody know Dr. Dan? Like, maybe he's in the Nubia group. And she's talking about this group of people. I was like, oh my God.
That thing took me out. Yeah. You know what it is to have, we're talking about tribes today. We're talking about your squad. To have your whole squad just leveling up, just everybody around you at the same.
When all your crew is bad, come on.
Salute.
God damn.
Okay. So that was my joy for the week.
That's real good.
I just got it
that joy too.
Just this afternoon. So tell me what your joy is for the week.
So my joy for the week is you know how your phone will remind you of things, right? And so what came up on my phone was these pictures of my daughter and a very good friend of ours' daughter. We're going to explain our shirts too. She actually is another person who wears a shirt like this. It's a funny story. Right? Like, what are these shirts they got on? I'll tell you, you're going to be like, right? But she is another person who wears one of these shirts, and her son is the same age as my daughter. And so we went to go visit them last year, and the two of them hit it off. My daughter and her son were and they were both 7 then, and they just were like best of friends. And these pictures came up, right? And of course that's adorable and whatnot. But what the joy was is that I have been friends with this woman since I was 17 years old. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, first meeting, you know what I'm saying? Like, she getting off her little bus, coming down from New York, coming to spell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, hi, hey, Kanika, hi, I'm Janelle. And we, for us to still be friends like that, such that I can go and stay at her house. She comes down and stays at my house, and that our children would know each other so many years later. You know, to build that kind of friendship over time. And, again, we're from the 1900s, so we weren't connected by social media. It wasn't like, it's not very easy. You got to work to keep up. You had to work to keep up with your friendships back in them days when we were, creating fire and inventing the wheel and just, riding with the inkwell and everything. So before we had electricity. So back then, you know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just be like, let me find her.
She said, because we're
Instagram.
4 years older than Dirt.
Actually, me and Dirk about the same age. Okay. About the same. Right. Yeah, Dirk came out about the same.
We old lady gang at this point. Old lady gang, OLG. We don't mind it.
So it just the representation of that, seeing our children together like that, and starting a friendship, and it just really reminded me about how long she and I then have been friends and the things we've
since
seen each
you've been children and now your children. Right. All right, I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. We're going to talk all about that today. So before we dive into that, because we want you all to follow us, we want you all to be part of, we decided our one of our members, he called himself a member, Brock, decided to name you all, the crew that is part of the Joy RX. And so you all are now our Joy Johns. Okay.
First he was like the Joy RX Sunbeams. He was like, that title's
no. He said no. I'm still working on it. So
Joy Jones.
He has spoken, and so now you all are the Joy Jones.
Joy Jones.
And so you all need to come and follow us. If you need to email us, if you want to share your stories in the Joy Journal, make sure that you email info@thejoyrxwebsite.com.
Absolutely. Follow us on socials, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We are just The Joy RX.
Yep. And then on Twitter, we are The Real Joy RX because there are imposters.
So we're going to have exciting things coming up. We're going to have activities. We're going to be doing events. Eventually, we're going to have some Joy RX merch with just some positive sayings so you can just let people know, hey, I'm working on joy. Oh, you about to come with negativity. I'm not. No, not here. Not here. Because we got laughter over here, right? Mm-hmm. And all of those things can be found at our website, which is www.thejoyrxwebsite.com.
Yes. So, okay, we're going to get into it today. I am excited about today. Today, we are continuing our series that is on connection and belonging. That is why we have these outfits on. First of all, I think you all probably think like, we planned this. I want you to know we don't. We
don't plan.
We don't. We don't. We didn't like go out and order these shirts for this. I want you to know that
we had these.
Stand up so they can see your shirt.
That's fine.
Let me tell you the history of this shirt. So the shirt says Squad.
Golden Girls giving you gangster.
This is the Golden Girls giving you that gangster stare, right?
There's no better song. Either.
No.
Thank you for being a friend.
Bear near near there.
Travel down the road and back again.
Bear near near there.
Heart is true. You're pal and a confidant.
Bear, bear, bear.
And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew.
No.
Do the whole thing. Do the whole. You would see the biggest. The biggest. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. When that.
Wait a second.
Bing, 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 bing. Listen. Back when shows had intros.
Man.
Remember when shows had intros?
There was a
now
time.
They just start.
Yeah.
They just begin and there's like a dead body.
Anyhow.
Anyway.
For her birthday, because she is a Golden Girl groupie.
My whole fan.
And when you want to celebrate someone that you love, you go all out and you celebrate them in the way they need to be celebrated. And so I went out and got our squad these shirts. And we all have our name. You got to show them the name on the back, too.
Okay.
Please don't show them all your business, though, in the process.
But also, I can't turn because...
Oh, darn. Okay.
Y'all know my name is Kanika and it's on the back. Oh. I can't turn around.
Can't turn around. Okay, our names are on the back. I don't know. We'll post a picture of it. Oh, there you see. There you see. Okay. All right. And so there were 4 of us that we all had our squad shirts on because we had a pool party with no pool.
I mean, we did like a little baby pool
on the porch. We blew it up and we filled it with water.
I want you to know it was a good time.
It was a good time.
If you can't have a good time with water balloons and a baby pool, and all your friends still come and get in it with you like it's a pool, like let's get in the pool.
So anyway, because we're so far off of what we were supposed to be talking about, we're not. We're actually right on target today.
That's what you do. You show up for your people and do what they like.
Okay, so give us the definition of connection and belonging. This is one of our 12 joy principles.
Joy principles.
And so we want to make sure that you get this and get it good.
All right. Connection and belonging is a relationship with people and things that make you feel linked to them as a member of a larger community. One of our really good friends, he used to have that as his signature going out when he would text people. It would say, community is a necessity. And I remember always thinking like, first of all, that's him, always with the community. But I realized that it really is. It's a necessity.
It's a necessity.
Right? We must have it.
Yes. So last week we encouraged you to determine who you are. And that's really important because we wanted you to like make a list of the things that are important about you, who you are at your core, so that you could go out to the world and present yourself to the community. Mm-hmm. We didn't want you to just know this information about yourself and just hold it.
Right.
I'm just going to be alone.
Because that's what we're talking about this week. We are talking about actually finding your squad. And I think what happens is people kind of decide that maybe they don't need one if they don't have one. So we're going to talk about, this is so funny because I just talked, if any of my clients were on, they'd be like, oh my gosh, she just talked. I just talked about this in several sessions with clients this week. They were like, okay, how do I find like-minded people?
Yep.
I'm open. Here's what happened to my past friendships, but I'm open. Where do I find people who like to do what I like to do?
Yes. So that's what we are getting into today. All right. So finding your squad. I want you to do a little bit of self-reflection. Mm-hmm. I want you to think about how have you contributed to finding your tribe or not. I want you to think about that. If you're one of those people who says, I haven't found my squad. I have difficulty with that. I want you to think of what are the ways you're keeping yourself from it.
Right.
So one of those ways is that we tell ourselves lies.
And we're so good at it.
We're so good at it.
We're so good at it.
Some of the lies we tell ourselves.
Mm-hmm. So one of the biggest lies I think we tell ourselves is that we don't need people. Right? Remember that literally biologically that's not true. Biologically.
Go right there.
Human mammal, like we actually must be cared for by others. You've seen, National Geographic and stuff like that. You see that there are other animals that could just have baby just get out and survive. Human babies are dying soon if they do not. We must be cared for by other humans. It's literally, it must happen. So if you're telling yourself, I don't need people, that's not true.
It's not true.
It's literally
and
not
don't say, well, I'm the exception. You're not.
How could you? You're not a human.
I promise you, you're not.
You're not a human being.
Right. You're not. I promise you, you're not.
Everyone else is in the same genus and species. You're not in that, is what you're saying. You're not a member of that genus and species.
That's not true for you.
Yeah,
okay.
That's not true.
All right. Another lie. It's better to be outside of community or not close to others because then I won't get hurt. Let me free you. You'll get hurt anyway.
Happens. Of course will.
I mean, it's what it is also to be human.
Yep.
Somebody will hurt your feelings. Something will rub you the wrong way. Somebody will do something they didn't even know was offensive to you, and it hurt you.
Mm-hmm. Still worth it.
Say that again.
Still worth it.
You will get your feelings hurt because and go there anyway.
If you care about someone, right, and they do something that is not your preference, that is going to cause some unsettling feelings. Yes.
Yeah.
Still worth it.
It may get a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, we go anyway.
Okay, another lie that we tell ourselves: everyone will just abandon me. Mm-hmm. Everyone else has left me.
And that's some real stuff right there, right? Like as a therapist, I spend a lot of time with folks, and I'm always careful to be like, I can't be your only relationship. I love our time together. It's therapeutic. I think you've grown, that kind of thing. And they're like, I look forward to the sessions, but I can't be your only relationship.
Yep. Right.
Ours is still professional. It still has a transactional feel to it. You've got to have these other folks. And I think, what we're going to do, what we're going to start doing, when we really offer, services to people, is to really help people kind of work through that. One, you've got to heal from the times that did happen, that you were hurt or abandoned.
Because yes, you may have been abandoned. I'm not saying that didn't happen.
Right. We've got to heal that, and then we have to bring a different energy to attract different types of relationships moving forward. Right.
Yes.
So this is one that I think is part of the, I'm the exception. Right. Nobody gets me.
We are some of the weirdest individuals.
Nobody's going to, get the fullness.
There are entire genres of music that I think no one but me listens to, and I'll hum a song.
I'll jump right in and sing that.
And this one, she gets it. She knows the lyrics.
Yeah. I'll be like, that's Sheryl Crow. I got you.
But, come on, Sheryl Crow.
I know what that
is. Wanna soak up the sun. I'm gonna tell everyone to lighten up. See, right there with me. just my weird ass.
We in squad together.
Yes,
we in squad together.
Yes. So the idea that nobody gets you.
Yeah. And remember, it doesn't have to be a perfect alignment.
Right.
So like, and I actually think that adds diversity to your group, right? I think in our squad, if we go out places, everybody jokes I drink like a man, right? And everybody's ordering like these really lovely drinks, and even when people send us drinks, I'm always like, yeah, I'm not going to like it. You got Booker's. I'm just looking for that meat. It's like a double knot.
And I'd be like, what's the sweetest, strongest thing you got?
Yep.
I wanted to taste that. No, that's what I say. I wanted to taste like candy.
And I'd be like, you got Old Granddad?
Yeah.
Old Forester. Yeah, let me get that's good. That's what I want. Big Rock, double.
This is so accurate.
No, I don't. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm joking about that. Last time we talked about liking sports and like these, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like different things. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. You don't have to be exactly aligned when you are in relationship. And I think this bleeds into even in romantic relationships too. Mm-hmm. People are often looking for like their exact match. You're looking for your complement. It's not about matching.
You're looking for somebody who will just make space for who you are.
Yeah.
Can't have that unless you make space for them. We're going to get there in a second, though.
Too.
Okay. Yep. Another lie we tell ourselves: I can do it all by myself. Community ain't necessary. I don't need nobody to help me.
That's a really westernized construct. I'm not going to get on my soapbox about it.
I want you to get on your soapbox
but that's such a Western, that concept that just, it's a dog eat dog world, and we just, you got to just do it by yourself. Don't trust anybody. First of all, it literally is not true. Yep. Like even people who are like, I just completely raised myself. That's not possible. Mm-hmm. Like you were not, at 5 years old, if you ate food, somebody gave it to you, like something.
Yep.
Even if it wasn't your parents, fine. I have, again, we have openings for things that have happened to people that shouldn't have, right? But there's always some need for community. We have to have it, even if we made it.
Yep.
Your entire family, maybe none of them could be counted on. You made family somewhere. We can't do things by ourselves. This is why we asked you to subscribe and follow.
Well, here's the thing.
We're trying to start a movement. You have to
we need you to be a Joy John with us.
We cannot do it.
You got to come and join us.
You must do it.
Yes.
We need you.
We don't want to do it alone.
My friend said that today he sent, and I told him I was going to talk about it too. My friend Ronnie sent something. He said, I start my day with this. He was talking about the podcast from last week. He was like, this is such a good space to just start my day in before he gets stressed out at work and whatever. And he said, just keep consistent, keep being consistent. I know that the posting can be exhausting, but that's what you want to get the message out. I said, well, hopefully I want y'all to post it.
I know that.
We need community.
So if you like
We
it,
need
share it
other
with
people.
10 people. And if you don't like it, share it with 10 enemies.
Fine. I said that the first time I posted. I was like, if you love it, share it, like it and share it. If you don't love it, like it and share it.
Yeah, go right there. But there are actual studies that show the happiest places to live in the world. Loma Prieta, California, Okinawa, Japan. There are some other places. The thing that makes them the happiest places, community.
Community. Yeah. Urban planners actually study that.
Yep.
That's why urban planners are like, we need sidewalks.
Yep.
You need places where people can walk in community.
Congregate. Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
As much as we think having a sprawling home and having lots of space between the home is like, that's my happiness. The happiest places where people can walk outside and be like, hey, I trust you. Mm-hmm. Hey. You know what I mean? Somebody's here. I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Right. I think also too, a lie we tell ourselves that we prefer it. And this, again, this is a little bit of our obsession with, kind of these westernized notions about freedom, independence. And we really laud ourselves. Like we really celebrate that. I did this all alone. I was up all night, and I'm going, man, you shouldn't have.
Right.
That never sounds good to me.
You know what I love? I literally love this. I love that this one here will text me at any time of the night.
I figure she sleeps, she won't answer.
3 a.m. on a Tuesday, and I want you to know that I love it. I'm probably up anyway.
Yeah,
and then we'll have a whole conversation. I love it. Because that means we're in community with one another. It means that you're not scared to reach out, that I don't have to be here alone, right? Okay, so I want us to think about these are the things that we have lied to ourselves about, but here's the truth. I want you to hear this now. We all want to be considered, comforted, and cared for.
That's so good. That's all we want. It doesn't say placated.
Okay.
It doesn't say patronized. It's we don't want people. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to be not coddled. We're not saying that. Considered. When people are having an argument, what you don't like is not necessarily that the other person doesn't just join you in your opinion. It's that maybe you didn't feel heard. You just want somebody to be like, I heard you. Now, I may not have changed. We might still be disagreeing, but I heard what you said.
Right.
I took time to hear you, to think about where your position is coming from. It might still be different from mine. That's all we want. We want to be considered. Yep. And if we are needing comfort, we want it to be given. That's not too much.
Listen, I don't need you to solve my problem. I just want to know that if I'm there, balled up in a corner, we have been on the floor holding one another. I'm just going to lay here. I'll just be here. However long it takes. Just
put me on speakerphone. Just go on an ugly car. I'm going to be right here. Be in a meeting. I'm going to put my earphones in and just keep on going.
I'm telling you, I just want to be comforted. I don't need you to solve it for me. Just hold my hand through. Just look me in my eye. Just make me feel warmer than I do right now.
And we all want it.
Every single one of us.
Something super important. Men and women want it. Come on, somebody.
Now that's real important.
Come on. We act like men don't need it and men don't want it. Men want that too.
They absolutely want that from their friends. You want to be cared for. You want for somebody, the simplest things. Y'all, if you walk in somebody's house with a meal, bring some for them. That's caring for them.
It's definitely caring for me.
Let me tell you something.
My love language.
You bring me some food, we go together.
We go.
We have a whole relationship. All of a sudden.
I'm your boo in some way.
A taco? Oh, God.
Well, now we really do.
Are we married?
Well, I mean, we actually go together. Well, we bring a taco. I have somebody in my life. You kidding with somebody? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's these taco bringers right here.
These taco bringers.
A few of them.
That's how you know I like you, if you're a taco bringer.
What? I deliver a taco. That's comforting. That's considering me. And we're joking, but not, because we really do love tacos. That means you thought about what we liked. Mm-hmm. You knew that it was comforting, right?
Yep.
And that's care. Don't go out. I brought you some tacos.
Yep. Considered, comforted, and cared for.
You got to start with admitting that.
Yes.
Right? And not acting like you don't need one of those.
You need all three.
You need all three.
You genuinely need all three. I'm not
Most
saying
people I know who wake up angry, you know what I'm saying, are missing one of these or more. They think it's because of some other situation. Remember, we tell ourselves we already talked about lies we tell ourselves, but we also, we tell ourselves those lies because we want to be able to adapt to situations. We think that provides some buffer and protection from being injured, right? So we're like, okay, they're going to be painful, so I don't need them.
Yes.
Right? But that
layer of protection actually keeps out the thing that would heal you.
That would heal you.
Yep. That's it.
It's like putting a block on your medicine. You know what I'm saying? I have the medicine from what's wrong with me, but I went ahead and locked it up, and so I can't get in there. What? Why?
That's a good analogy.
Your bone is behind this moat that you've built to allegedly protect yourself.
Yeah, that's real.
We all want them.
Yes. So what we have to do to make sure that we are communicating to people that we want to be considered, comforted, and cared for, we have to open ourselves up to new things. So just like it takes a village to raise a child, y'all, it takes a village to raise a whole healthy adult.
Why would a village's input stop at 18?
Why would you stop?
Just, is it your 18th birthday? No more wisdom. Really think about that.
Boop, boop. No, let me take that from you.
You don't need anything. You don't need anything more from other people because you're 18.
Right. We don't age out of the process of community.
In fact,
we still need it more.
You need it more. You need it more.
Yeah. Okay. So thinking about also, the only way that you build your squad is being vulnerable. Listen,
that's right.
Brene Brown is I roll with some Brene Brown. She does all of her studies on vulnerability, and she talks about this constantly. Vulnerability is scary. Mm-hmm. It's so terrifying. I'm just going to completely open myself up to other people, and they could possibly take what I'm giving and use it against me. Oh, hell nah. I don't want to do that. Do it anyway. Do it anyway.
Do it anyway. How will you know? You know what I'm saying? Like, how will you know? What if something great lies out there? And also, even when that happens, I mean, let's be honest.
Be open to the possibility of it. Okay. Yeah, right.
Shoot your shot at life in general.
Yeah, you know shoot your shot at life.
Just shoot your shot at life in general. You have to address that openness. If you're closed, there's probably some healing that needs to be done, and there's some fears around vulnerability. Again, that takes work. What we're talking about is not going to happen in 5 minutes. I think I'll be vulnerable.
Yeah,
I just decided this morning
I'm just going to completely wear my heart on my sleeve.
But some of the things that we're going to do again in our individual work with people is really look for operational ways. Here are some things to try, right? To get used to I'm just going to try something new. I'm just going to just let it go.
Yeah.
And you will look strange at first.
Yes. It will feel strange.
You will look strange at first. When I tell you, I will tell boys I like them. Just right out. They'll be like, what do you mean? I like you.
I've seen her do it.
I like you.
And she'd be so sincere.
What do you mean? What do you like me how? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Okay. I mean, you do with that, but at least I've said it.
Yeah.
I'm, fine. I like you though.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah. Because here's the thing. Loving others and being open to relationships will give you the greatest joy. Mm-hmm. But hear this too. Loving others and being open to relationships will also give you the greatest pain.
Whoever you love, I mean, like loving someone the most will absolutely, if you're a parent even.
Oh,
right?
God.
Nobody will take you out.
It's like your heart, it's that saying of, it's like your heart walking around just outside of you all day.
They have no idea.
Just terrified.
Yeah.
Yes.
Here's my heart.
It's a very real
just
thing.
Walking around.
Yeah.
Going in and out.
Uh-huh.
You know
where you at? What you doing? Be safe.
Right. Because you're my whole soul just walking around.
Yeah.
Right. But it's a risk that we take.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
So we're thinking about building our squad. There are a couple things you need to think about when you start to build your squad. Your squad should be close. And that may not necessarily mean that they live in the same town. That may not mean that they live in the same state. But there should be enough proximity that you can access one another. For example, whenever we celebrate a birthday, Janan is coming up down here.
She lives in New York.
Janan live in New York. I'm finna
She's
see
coming for
Janan.
your birthday.
She coming for my birthday in a few weeks. Like, it's not a game.
Time.
Are we finna celebrate with
We're
each
getting
other?
ready to do. During the pandemic, we were on all the little apps and stuff because we wanted to be deliberate, right, about staying in community with one another. You know, your tribe is like one of your beautiful plants that you take care of, and it's watering. Right? You got to feed it. You got to water it.
Yeah.
Right. Also, your tribe, you got to have folks who are going to be transparent. And that's part of the vulnerability part. If you just want to be placated, that's not a building a tribe. You know what I mean? Just say things I want to hear and don't
That's
challenge
not your
me.
fullest relationship.
That's not a full relationship. Mm-hmm. Yeah. A yes man, a yes woman is not, that's not someone being straightforward and transparent with you. You've got to have somebody who can do that.
On the backside of that, you want somebody who will sharpen you and hold you accountable. Yep. It doesn't always feel good. This is one thing I will say about my dearest Penny. Listen, I don't get away with anything.
I feel about you. I don't be getting away with nothing.
I will tell her a whole story, and I'm just thinking that I am just releasing, and she'll be like, well, you were out of pocket for that. No, wait,
she comforts and then be like, little.
Oh, no, you were completely out of order for that. And you know what? I am better. Because definitely. She has come and called me out when I needed to be. You absolutely need a friend in your corner that's going to do that.
And it doesn't have to be intense. I think we think accountability is, let me sit you down, girl, and tell you how your stuff
In fact, if it's real good, you can do it. It's light and we can keep it moving.
It's light and it flows, right? I'm trying to be keto dieting. I came in here. I said, I need a snack. This woman pulled out cheese, turkey slices. She didn't pull out not one single carb. Because she knows if she'd have been like, I got some chips.
I got bread in there.
Give me that chips.
And I'm not giving it to her.
Nope. But it wasn't something it wasn't an announcement or anything. She just knows what I've announced that I'm trying to work on. Right. And she was like, oh, snacks. I have snacks for you. She was like, I have turkey slices. She didn't offer me a sandwich. You want this turkey slices and some cheese. She did.
It's true.
It's true. She did. But again, we didn't have to have a long, drawn-out conversation about that. She was close enough to me to understand what my goals were. I've been vulnerable with her to let her know what my goals are, and she held me accountable to them. It was just, it's light, it's easy. That's part of being, right, in a squad. You also need someone who's going to be reliable and consistent. Right? Can I find you when I need you? Now,
let me tell you something. I have never seen a fuller calendar than this one right here. I am talking about from the moment she wakes until she goes to sleep in the evening. Like it's like double dutch. You trying to get it. Can I just?
That's how people be like, I called you. You called me.
Why would you do that?
I was in 2 meetings. I had an appointment.
But when I tell you, you talk about a reliable one. If I'm in the hospital, she comes, she sits with me. If I need whatever it is, well, I got to do this and this and this and this. But right after that, I'm going to do this for you. Reliable. You need it in your corner.
You need it.
So some things you have to think about as you are developing your squad. No one person can be everything for you.
This is extremely important, right? You need to have different friends that fill in kind of different roles. And I think, again, this bleeds into romantic spaces too. I think a lot
this is so big in romantic spaces.
Have problems, when I see couples.
Which means we're suggesting that you shouldn't have just one. No, I'm just it's too early for that. Too early for that.
But I am saying that even when you're in your chosen betrothed relationship, they can't be your be like, he's just got my everything. I don't need a best friend because I have him. That sounds burdensome. That sounds burdensome to that man.
He don't want to be that.
He don't want to be that. He wants you to have some homegirls, please.
Please.
He wants you to have a try. And you should be looking for somebody who does. That's a quality. If you don't have any other friends, but I just want to be with you.
Yeah. You're going to be so disappointed because I'm going to be with them.
And also, you'll be disappointed because I'm not everything all the time.
Yeah. And I don't want to be.
human
Right.
So I'm going to have like human things, and there's going to be things I can't come this time. You got to have someone else who can come. So part of what I think what we're going to have to do is really build a real list of folks, who are people, so that you don't just have one number you call. Yep. When something happens, you've got to have, a few different people. Yeah. Right? You will always be in community with imperfect people.
Every single one of them.
Yep.
Every single one of them is imperfect.
I say this all the time. I'd be like, everybody is a handful. As soon as you think you're not a handful, you're probably rubbing your tribe wrong. Yeah. Yeah. As soon as you don't think you're bringing it, you know what I'm saying? I have to say this. As soon as you think, man, everybody else is just such a handful. Yep. Good thing I'm just right on point.
It's one of the reasons that I honor our friendship so much. If you all think that I'm a lot, I have been far worse. I might be a ball of light. I want you to know that I have been nasty. I have been rude. I have been, and I'm not saying it's okay. I'm saying I can recognize that in myself. I've been completely out of pocket, and this one still loves me anyway. Because there's a certain grace you got to give people. Because you want somebody to give you grace.
Come on. And that's why I think people lose their tribes. Yeah. Somebody does one thing and they're dead to you. Yeah. They're dead to you.
But also know your boundaries. I'm not saying that you just keep getting
sign
abused.
Up for abuse.
No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if we quick to cut a joker off,
we'll be alone a lot. We won't have a tribe.
Our tribe just going to be new every time. Well, I thought you were. Well, who is this?
If me and her are planning to go somewhere, there's two things we're going to know. I'm going to be late. Okay.
Always.
I'm gonna be like, somebody sent me. It has a name. There's a name for people who
whatever it's called Kanika.
Late. It's called Kanika Bell. But and she really breaks it down. And so she made it TikTok. She was like, it's people. They always think they have more time. I always think like I have more time, and then I always lose stuff, and I don't make time for the losing things. I'm going to be late, and she's going to be louder than you imagine.
Oh my God.
So you might be thinking, let's have a private conversation. Like, look over here. She's going to loud. And so you got to just prepare yourself for somebody who was like, yeah, look at those. But she's complimenting, but it's loud.
I am.
Look at her hair. Oh, my God. She's complimenting you. I know that everyone can hear it. Please don't fight us. Please don't fight us.
It's true. Yes. There are just some things that you just have to know about people.
Just make room. You know what I'm saying? You have to make room because she's making room for the fact that no matter despite my best efforts, I'm going to be late.
I know this.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be late.
So sometimes I have to trick her.
She'd be like, it starts at 5.
Uh-huh. It didn't start till 7.
Mm-hmm. I come at 5:45. She'd be like, good, we have seats. We can get popcorn. We're ready to go. I'm never mad at that.
Yeah.
I get there. Thank God.
And I'm not holding any animosity about it, right? I know who my friend is, and I'm going to love her anyway.
We decide sometimes that people's flaws are personal.
Ooh.
Right? If you cared, you wouldn't be late. Babe, I'm late everywhere. Why would that be personal to you? You know what I'm saying?
That is so
we decide that these things that people struggle with, they struggled with long before they met you.
Oh, I love that. It's not personal.
It's not personal. People forget things all the time. That's not. If you cared, you'd remember. What? What?
Don't judge me for it.
That's not, especially when you see it play out in other people's lives. We are looking to personalize people's flaws. Don't do that. That's how you alienate your tribe.
That's real good. Ooh, that's so good. All right. Your circle should include people you need and people who need you.
If it's one-sided,
There should be some ways that they support you and you should want to be in service to them at times. Oh, she always needing something. You need something too. She just keeps filling it for you and you don't realize it. You should both be doing that work.
Everyone has a season, right? Of need. Everyone has a time when they're going to require more. And the reason why it's not draining when you're really in your real tribe is because it ebbs and flows. Yeah. It's reciprocal. You know what I mean? There's going to be times when we were younger. I remember us being like, if somebody got money, we got it. then we're going.
Yeah.
I don't know which one of us has money to go into this warehouse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's real.
Get into this club. I have it.
That
real.
means
we're all going. And that's not all the time. Because sometimes I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't have a thing.
Yeah.
I got $20. It's $5 before 11. Let's go.
Yes, because when you have that balance, you stop counting how many times somebody else did something and what. No, because remember that time, I don't have to call it out
to do that
because we just do.
Ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
Yep. It ebbs and flows.
So then the last thing that you need to consider is that you need to be. Well, there are a couple things, but be creative in how you develop your tribe. Right. I think we've gotten into a place where, and this is why we look the way we do. We always want to go out and eat.
That's why we're on keto right now.
That's why keto goddamn now.
I'm dreaming about crackers. I'll be laying in the bed like just somebody just put a cracker in my mouth. Right?
We will now, and we will constantly. Okay, where are we going to eat? Once you remove that, though,
it brings us joy.
There are so many other things that you can do. I remember she said this to me, and then I read it somewhere else, and I was like, was somebody listening to my bestie? She said to me, we should just come over and just help each other with chores. It blew my mind. I just sit with you while you fold clothes.
Do you know that when I tell you that if you have to stay up at night and do something, let the person just come over. Even if they you know what that will do, just having another accountable person. And I literally be like, okay, I need to just close my eyes for 10 minutes. Wake me up in 10 minutes because I'm just.
She does this all the time.
Wake me up in 10 minutes,
I
seriously.
just be sitting down, just
10 minutes, okay.
Twiddling my thumbs and be like, well.
Yeah.
And when that 10-minute
doing
comes.
I do think this is psychologically true for most people. Your own chores feel insurmountable.
Oh, yeah, but you don't mind.
You don't really mind others. Yeah. Your own laundry looks like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So let me come over here and help you. You know what I'm saying? And we just do your laundry together. We can cackle and laugh and do other
yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we can do it. And then next week.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Ask a friend to just tag along while you run errands one day.
You're looking for we don't have time to spend time together because I need to go to Target. She need to go to Target too.
Yeah. She'll find something in Target.
She would love to
guarantee you.
Let's meet at Target.
Yeah.
And walk around and get the stuff that we need.
Just call up a friend and just say, what you doing today? What you got to do today? Well, I got to go over here and I'm coming with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's spending time. That's building. It's getting to know kind of, what a person needs and whatnot. You never know.
Yep. This one is a little tricky. Now, I know a lot of people don't like this, and I'm not saying annoy people with this. I'm not saying make people let you do this. But every now and then, I'm in the neighborhood. I just thought I could stop by. Every now and then. Now, you got to call before. I'm not telling you to just knock on somebody's door. People got guns nowadays. I don't want you to just show up there. But I am saying, sometimes somebody might be like, "Ooh, my house is a mess." And girl, come on. Just come on. I have someone who recently just invited themselves to my house. We were thinking we need to be in the neighborhood. So your house is around there. So we just going to come. I had boxes on every floor of this house from floor to ceiling. And I was like, well, I mean, they know that I didn't prepare for them. Mm-hmm. So they'll be okay. So come on. And we had a good time.
Yep. Or even just leave a note then. I was thinking about you. Hey,
yep.
I was in the neighborhood.
Yep.
I didn't want it. It's early. You might have been sleeping in. Do you know how bomb that would be to come out and find a note on your car?
Oh, my God.
Hey, girl.
Yeah.
I was just over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I didn't want to drive through your neighborhood and not honor the fact, consider the fact that you were close.
Yeah. And then sometimes, initiate difficult conversations. I'm going to say something to you. I'm going to say something to you. She doesn't know I'm going to say this to her. I might cry. There were a few years ago where I was just in a really rough season. This was about 2018. And Kanika just because she was like, I don't know what it is. I feel like we're not close. I feel like we're not vibing. I don't know. Is it me? And I just kept saying to her, no, nothing's wrong. And the truth is, nothing was wrong between us. But I was in such a low space that I couldn't figure out how to connect. I want you to know she did that to me like 3 times. Let's go eat. Oh, I don't really feel like it. Let's go eat.
We went to that Tuesday tacos. I remember.
Do you remember that?
I was like, you like Tuesday tacos? I'll meet you.
And I want you to know I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry.
Go
Listen.
in. Don't hold back in.
If she had not come and fought for me, if she had not made the effort to have those difficult relationships, conversations with me, I could have easily just lost that thing. And I could have lost all the joy that we've had since. I want to genuinely apologize for that. I do. All right, I'm a bitch. No. I'm gonna get over it. But I want you to know.
They flow.
Sometimes you have to have the difficult conversations,
and it's worth it.
It's so God. It's
there's
so
there's
worth
nothing
it.
that I feel like at this point that you or I could do
never
that would make it not worth fighting for it.
Never.
And I joke like this with my friends all the time. I'd be like, "You're not breaking up with me. I don't care.
I ain't going no
I know you got a little attitude. I hope somebody watching it right now and be like, she must be talking to me. I am talking to you. You're not breaking up with me."
And she means it. No, the ones who have broken up with me have made it very clear that but listen, but I didn't break up with them. Listen, I ain't got no animosity. I'm telling you right here and now.
I'm not doing that. I'm not participating in it.
I still send you light and love. Just so you know, forever and always.
But that's the consistency part. I'm going to consistently be your friend. Yes, we have moments, and folks need to go places and just gather themselves together. Yep. Listen, it happens. It happens when we're children. You know, when you tell a child, like, go on and just cry, go on and get yourself together, because gather yourself together and come on back. That's fine. I'll be right here.
Yep.
I'll be right here.
Yep.
Because I've needed
that's that grace.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, and I expect grace when I have those moments.
Yep.
And she is absolutely giving it to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I expect it too.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So I love you.
I love you back.
So just in closing and finding your people, I've been reading this book because I like to read about things as we're presenting it to you. I've been reading this book, Find Your People, Building Deep Community in a Lonely World by Jenny Allen. She talked about 6 types of friends you need, and I changed these names a little bit, because there are just some ways that we talk.
I like your changes, though. I do. I like it. Okay. They're more descriptive.
So the first one you must have. There's somebody that you have to have in your circle that is the wise sage.
Mm-hmm. You got to have somebody who offers you the wisdom.
Somebody who I have my girlfriend Lexi from home. I mean, even since we were teenagers, she would just get this calm reserve, and she would just drop these nuggets, and you would just be like, you just need one. Somebody that you can go to and you have to run it by them and just say, like, what do you think about that? And they just drop a bomb on you, and you be like, damn, I got to go sit with that for a second.
They expand your thoughts about something.
Yeah. Things you can't see.
Wisdom is beyond the obvious, right? Wisdom is taking you to the next level.
Yeah.
What you have is your own sight. Wisdom opens you up to a second,
yes,
an extra sight.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You also need a cheerleader. Everybody needs one. Everybody needs somebody that's like, oh my God, it's going to be great.
She's my cheerleader.
That sounds great. And I don't want us to minimize the role of that. You know what I mean?
Oh no,
in
you
your
must
friendship
have one.
Group. You really want somebody who's like, I am behind you, literally with pom-pom.
Whatever you're gonna do, you're gonna go out here completely unprepared to do that thing. I'm gonna be right behind you, unprepared too.
And if you fall, I'll be right there too. Like, let's get up, girl. Let's get up and just do it again. You've got to have somebody who does that.
That is who she is. The ride or die. Listen, I remember.
We have so many stories we can't tell.
Oh my God, so many stories we can't.
And dying.
Listen,
like what time? What are we about to do?
Listen, I'm not going to tell y'all about the stuff I've done as the ride or die, but I will say this. I remember once calling Malika and saying, you know what? I went over to my boyfriend's house. There was a girl there. That's all I said. It's all I said. I didn't even finish the story. Malika, she didn't miss a beat. She said, Are we keying the card? Like what? We slashing the what we? No. Let me call.
Let me finish the story.
Let me just finish it. She was so ready with it. She was like, I could hear keys jingling. Yeah. She was ready to head for the door. Listen, sometimes you just need a ride or die. Like you just strong and wrong, and they're like, and I'm a stand behind her. Listen, you need somebody who's like that. Listen,
this is what I liked about that all of these shows are very similar with the 4 women kind of archetypes. You know what I'm saying? Living single. You know, like girls. I like that about Sex and the City. When I tell you that they would ride.
Yes.
No matter what it was,
on.
Right? They would just ride out. If one it could be something so trivial.
Even Charlotte,
like Charlotte would be like, she stole my baby name. Samantha was like, I'll whoop your butt at this baby shower.
Yeah,
I'll fight you right here because you stole her baby name.
Yes. You need it in your group.
Like, you better go in.
Somebody showing up for you like that, you feel just loved in a way that
feel considered, you feel supported, right? So you need somebody who does that.
Okay.
You definitely need your accountability partner.
Yes.
You need the person who remembers your goals and just calls you. And again, this is not needling. This is not nitpicking. This is somebody who says, hey, how is working on whatever it is?
Yes.
You know what I mean? If I'm saying, I want to work on going to sleep, and they see me posting on social media at 2 a.m., just wanted to.
Yeah. What you doing, girl?
Close
your eyes.
I was looking, and it looked like you responded at 2:30. You know,
what is that about?
Talking about going to bed.
I thought we were working on sleep.
Right. You just need somebody who, but it's a coattail pulling that makes you feel comforted and considered. We have to make sure we don't look at accountability as a negative.
Yeah, that's real.
That's somebody nagging you.
Yes.
Somebody reminding you of the goals you set. Yes. You said that's what
it's somebody that's love too.
Yeah,
right.
That's love as well.
You need a friend who is the good time.
Come on. Now, I kind of insist that on almost everybody in the tribe. If you had a good time, we gonna struggle.
That's true. That's true. Well, we have that.
I like having a good time.
We have a good time. You know what I love about Janan and Melanie is we'll be like, okay, so we're gonna go get the car. They'll be like, okay, you all can leave us here. Because their good time has not ended.
We'll see y'all later.
And I'm gonna say, we'll get home. Nah, we good. We're gonna keep dancing. Oh, okay. The good time. You got to have people in your crew that just feel like a good time.
And I think that what's notable about our friend circle, right, is that we can all get together and not do anything.
Nothing at all.
We cannot do anything at all.
Not a single thing.
Me and you. It could be Carrie, Scott, Ricky. Shout out to all of our friends.
Yep.
And it can be like home. We'll be like, let's just go home and be with each other.
And we do, and we sit around the table, and we order some wings, and we and we put on the little Apple playlist, and we get to singing at the top of in the living room, right around the children's toys that are all on
the time of our lives,
and that's how memories are built, and that's how your squad is built with the memories that you make, and then finally you have to have the reliable one. Let me tell you something. This one here is a vault.
Prospect.
When I say that she holds every
almost to a fault, baby. I'm gonna keep that secret. I'm gonna be up in there like,
listen, it doesn't get told. I can the things you know, the things you're holding.
If it comes out, I'm like, what? Oh, what?
Right. No, that didn't happen.
I didn't know about it.
And she knows the truth. You just have to have a reliable one, somebody that you can always depend on. Yeah. So those are your 6 friends: the sage, the cheerleader, the ride or die, the accountability partner, the good time, and the reliable one.
They can mix and match. One can be 3 of them.
Yep.
But just make sure that you are spreading it out, right? If you're looking for one person to be wise, good time, reliable, you know what I'm saying? Think about the burden that is.
Yes.
I'm supposed to be wise and accountable and cheerlead you.
Yes.
And, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be your good time.
It can change all the time. Somebody doesn't have to be that one person all the time.
You just need it. It needs to exist in your environment at all times. Right? However that then happens.
Right? Yes. All right. So we're going to, that was good. I felt like that was some really good information.
Some good coverage.
Yep. So we're going to wrap it up with our joy journal.
Our joy journal.
These have been blessing us, y'all.
Thank you.
These have been blessing.
I love to hear about like what brings people joy.
I don't care if it's just a quick text. We got one while we were sitting here. Somebody
Yeah,
is just
fine,
like, I just want to encourage you. Yes, thank you. We need it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you read this one.
Okay. This is from Kim. Hey, Kim in Atlanta. My joy this week has been FaceTiming with my almost 2-year-old niece. So cute. And hearing her say, hi, Aunt Kim. And then hearing her scream the cat's name, Marlo, hi, Marlo. And then she said hi to my other cat, who she named Orange Cat Meow.
His name is Max.
His name is Max, though. And I'm sure she's like, you mean Max? You mean Orange Cat Meow?
Yeah.
Hi, Orange Cat Meow.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's like, I feel like that's connection and belonging too. You know what I mean? She's like, I understand that the cat's name is Max, but this is what we're going to do. And I think sometimes when we're separated from people that we love like that, right? You know, Kim is separate, doesn't live in the same city, with some of her family members and whatnot. So to be able to FaceTime and to keep those connections going is important.
Yes. And then finally, this one got me, y'all.
Yeah, me too.
This one got me.
She sent this to me and I was like, right now? Because I can't cry right now. I'm working.
Yes. So I have an incredibly talented cousin in love is what I call him. He is married to one of my dearest friends also. It's crazy that they met in a different universe and time and whatever. And so we all got to become family. And I'm incredibly blessed with their presence in my life. But he is one of the wise sages in my circle, right? And so he sent me a text. This is Pierre from Baltimore, Maryland. He said, thank you for putting more joy in the world. I'm glad the world has an opportunity to hear you. I love that y'all are finding your way through the technology to get the message out because it's
We're fighting our way.
We're fighting our way through it. And
from
he
the
said,
1900s.
Right. He said that matters. The vibration of laughter matters. Y'all are the other side of the story of us. It needs to be documented. That matters. So good.
Lump that happened in
my
throat.
God. Oh my God.
Because he really gets what we're trying to do. It is revolutionary to decide we're not going to do deficit modeling anymore. We're doing strength-based.
Yes.
This is what we're doing.
Yes.
It's revolutionary.
It really is.
That we're going to focus on joy. It will change the world.
Yeah, it really will.
It will change the world.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for joining us. You're now part of our squad. You are the Joy Jones.
The Joy Jones.
Joy Jones.
Yeah, so remember to come and be part of our community.
It was.
You got to finish with Joy Jones. That's it. And remember to follow us on all the socials and everywhere that you can find us. And we can't wait to hear from you all.
Yes.
Bye.
Joy Jones.
That was good. That was fun.
Check out Joy Jones.